Hi, this is Tony.
This is Paul coming at you from the Friends for Life podcast.
And we're a go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Friends for Life podcast here on YouTube. Thanks for tuning back in. If you can, help us out. Go down below, hit that subscribe button. Today, our guest is Jennifer Krach from Assured Health Services. She is an awesome person and she has tons of great info to share about her career in the disabilities field. She also used to work out in California and she has a bunch of knowledge to share with us. So let's dive right into it. What's going on, everybody?
Welcome back to the Friends for Life podcast. Guess what? We have somebody awesome. Hey, Jen, explain who you are.
My name is Jen Krach. I'm from Assured Health, another provider such as Friends for Life. I'm the director of operations there. What do you want to know about me? I'm an open book.
That's pretty much enough to say right there. So thank you for coming, everybody.
See you next week.
That's
a wrap.
You work with Chris. Chris was on one of our very first episodes.
He was our first guest ever.
He sure was. Like, wow, we looked very bad back then. Like, just go back and look. It's just bad. But you are one of the few agencies that I respect a whole lot. That's not to say that, well, if you come on here, most likely I respect you, I guess. But you have this, you match the same energy that I have. You know, I think aside from right now, people are looking like, no, she's not wild like that. But you are.
Oh,
I mean,
I am.
So give us some history on who Jen is.
On me in general. Well, I grew up in 1980. No, I'm just kidding. No. I'm just kidding. I didn't know how far back we were going. I guess me for the developmental disability field, we'll start there. I got into it in California. I used to live in California. So
Okay.
that's nice.
Which part?
Fresno.
Oh, Fresno.
Nice.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
in the middle.
So Vocational Services Plus.
Yes.
Like, yes.
Yes, I used to work there. That's how I know them.
Yeah, man. Good people. Good
They
people.
are very good people. So, yep, that is where I started in my field. I started as a DSP. So, did that for a couple years, got moved up to management, and I was case manager. And then I had the opportunity to come out here for my husband's work. And then got a job at the Lucas County Board of DD. I started out at a SAS, then I went to the finance department, and that led me to Assured Health.
Oh, God. I still have nightmares of working in finance before I worked here for Tony. It was
I
awful.
enjoy it. I enjoy numbers. I love a spreadsheet.
Look,
Spreadsheet.
you and Lindsay would get along very great.
Yeah, when I told Andrea I was coming here, she was like, "What are you guys talking about?" I said, "I don't know yet." And she was like, "What,
Finance.
spreadsheets? Because that's what you love." And I was like, "Maybe. I have answers."
Look, I'm the type of person, I'm slowly getting acclimated to, more technology, doing everything technology-based. When I say, I mean, it's very slow.
Well, you're surrounding yourself with the correct people to be able to
exactly,
do
so
that.
I can learn. Like,
You don't have to be an expert in everything. You just have
the
to surround
first
yourself
selfie
by
that I
them.
took that looked good, I wanted to cry. And I thanked Paul so much. Like, thank you. I didn't know there were angles because they were all being taken like this, and I'm like, I just look fat all the time.
Like the old man selfies, like where they're like, wait, like everybody says their dad posts on Facebook.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
him.
you're supposed to hold it like 6
Yeah.
feet in the air.
Yeah,
to
I
look
didn't
good.
know that. That just didn't feel natural to me. But so speaking of spreadsheets, let me put it like this. So, since we are on that subject now, because we can make spreadsheets fun. Watch, people, we're going to do this. What do you typically look for in your spreadsheets?
Oh.
Yeah.
Color coordination and organization. I like
there
very
we go.
fine lines and
Okay. Now, do
Yeah.
you like pie charts, or do you prefer bars, or just strict numbers?
numbers.
Numbers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you have all the
is different.
calculations memorized?
I
Like
do
those-
not.
Oh,
No.
those are the worst. I know the sum one, equal sum parentheses. That's the only one I
Yeah.
know.
That's a good one.
Excel has like not been a friend of mine. I could do the basics, and that's as tough as it gets.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
This is really like showing how wild I am. How you earlier said I'm a wild
If you-
gal. I love color on my
If you want to throw a
spreadsheet.
spreadsheet up on the TV, I mean, we can go over it number by number. I'm totally cool with that. But
No. Okay. When you got into the field, you said you were a DSP.
Yes.
What type of individuals did you work with?
So I did work at Vocation Plus, which we were more of a vocational service.
Okay.
So the individuals were typically, I hate to say higher function. I don't even like to use those words.
I know exactly what you mean. It gives this weird feeling.
Yes,
but
everybody has different abilities. It doesn't mean you're of a different functioning level. Anyway, so we were looking at people who are interested more in employment and thought that that could be something that they were looking to be community employed. We were trying to help learn skills, teach them skills. They had their, so I'll give a little shout out to Vocation Plus right now, their Snacks to You program they have, which is amazing. And it's a good kind of middle ground of maybe people who aren't quite ready to be community employed, but it's still a job that it's more than just vocab, more at a day
Gotcha.
program. Like they're going out, they're selling snacks, they're making them, they're selling them, they're interacting, they're taking money. So it's really like they know they have to smell good, they have to look okay, have to have clean clothes. So it's really an opportunity to give them all those experiences without actually quite ready being out in the community, where potentially if they're not hitting those goals, then they're getting fired or being let go from jobs. So that's primarily who we served. We also were very active. California's a little different than Ohio at this point, where they are all small groups right now. There is no large groups of day programs. So they have, you can only have 3
which
people
is
in a group.
which is amazing because of the population size. Like if I had to really do the numbers, I'm sure it's needed to have larger scenarios, but. Wow.
Yeah.
And since we mentioned them twice,
Okay.
hey, everybody, take a look at their social media. They do some cool stuff too. It's like they're what I don't like to compete. I like to collaborate, and they help us up our game. And I very much appreciate Vogue Plus. Good job, guys. Good job.
They got some funny stuff up there.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They're making me look bad over here. You guys need to cut it out.
Yeah, Dan can make a video. Like,
Yeah, he
he's
can.
a professional.
And he's still running everything. Like, dude,
He
I
doesn't
know how
sleep.
hard it is for the little bit that we do. So I give him his props. Much love.
Yeah, so I recently cut all my hair off.
Okay.
This was just going somewhere.
It
I
looks
promise.
still pretty long.
Tony said he was going to bring it up. I had to beat him to it because he'll make fun of me. So I recently cut all my hair off. So I feel super crazy right now. This is the shortest my hair has ever been. And then you have this awesome blue hair, which Tony, can I get blue hair? You have to say it on camera.
Yes, you may have blue hair.
I'm going to get blue. No. But where's the decision to just go wild with the hair? Because it's so cool. I want blue hair.
I don't really have any earth-shattering moment of when I decided. I've just always
woke
been
up.
like, I kind of like purple in my hair or something. And then pre-pandemic, I was like a week before everything got shut down. I was like, I'm going to get some purple in my hair. Yeah, that grew out real nice. So I started purple, then I went a lighter blue. We just do fun things. And
Tony, you need to get your hair dyed purple or
Dude,
something.
no, don't try to make everybody the abnormal to make me not look normal.
You're not normal.
You're right. I'm far from it. Okay, well, look, we can do this. If we can get enough people to share this, I'll do whatever they say they want to my head, other than going completely bald. I do not want to go completely bald, so I refuse to do that. But any colors, any special cuts, mohawks, zigzags, any of that.
well, what's our goal? You said enough shares.
yeah.
We have to be specific, or
Okay,
you'll try to
let's come up with
get
what's a
an
good
out.
number.
How many shares
One.
do we usually I like that.
No,
I
let's
don't know.
say
What's an average share?
if we can get 100 shares
You heard it, folks.
in, let's say, a week? I think
Okay.
a week time is a good amount of time.
Challenge accepted.
gonna
Challenge
make this
accepted.
happen.
We're here. Man, I cannot believe I just did this. I just proclaimed this. Remember, I'm not going completely bald.
That's okay. We'll leave that stipulation in there.
Yeah.
So
I'll allow it.
You name the terms. What's his hair color going to be, or we get like lightning
I don't know. Should it
bolt?
be up to me, or do we let
Yeah.
the fans
I
decide?
think we should let the people
You're
decide.
the expert. You have the hair color, so you have.
Well,
to
we
let
can
us-
have you doing it. You can.
Oh,
do
I
it.
don't do my own. I can refer you to somebody great.
There
Shout
you
out to
go.
Nikki Harmon.
Okay, Nikki. So hopefully, this is going to be your task.
Your canvas is before you. But anyway, back to the things that matter.
Back to the show.
So how many years have you been in the disabilities field, and what's kind of the thing that's keeping you in the field? Because I know, like, it's difficult. It's not an easy job all the time. So what's kept you working in this field for so long?
Well, I have been in this field for 12 years. I think people who are meant to be in the field just stay in the field. It was one of those things that we had moved out to California. I needed a job. I donated some money to people for the Special Olympics that were salmon candy bars, and I kind of got their contact information, and that's how I met Vocation Plus, and kind of one thing led to another. And once I was in the field, I just knew this is where I wanted to be. As we talked about spreadsheets, whoops, I hit my microphone. I talk with my hands. I'll put them under my butt.
There you go. Self-calm.
Yes. I am a numbers kind of person. I like the business side of stuff. I have a business degree. So that's kind of my forte, but I think that's really what I can bring to the table in this field. So I'm not a social worker. So I don't know. We all have to have what we're good at to bring to the table.
But you're a good person. And
Thank you.
That's the thing that I really want to focus on, because it's what we try to tell people all the time about this field of work. It's not hard necessarily. You might have hard occasions and hard situations and struggles, but we sometimes have those getting out of bed. You ever got out of the bed and stubbed your toe?
Every day.
I mean, do you want to burn your dresser because of it? No, you go on through life and you deal with that and you watch that move. But your genuine compassion as a person, I think, transcends you into being great at this.
Well, thank you. I
not just in
appreciate that.
numbers.
So with so Tony's huge. Like he's a businessman. He's
I'm about to say it's COVID, man. It'll be off when I get back in the gym.
That's not what I was saying. Tony's is like a through and through businessman, and he also has a huge passion for this field. So how does the business degree help like translate into the disabilities field? Because this is always like we talk about DSP all day long, or being a SAS, but we never talk about that side of it, because it's just like really nobody thinks about that when they think of like residential care, vocational care. They're not like business, but it's still a business. So how does that help you?
Well, definitely right now there's the workforce crisis I think everybody is talking about.
Yes.
So I think you need to be conscious of that. I mean, for us to get the employees that we need, the good employees that we need to be able to pay a decent wage. And unfortunately, with Medicare setting our reimbursement rates, we're not a factory that can just be like, oh, I want to pay you more, Tony. I'm going to up my price of my red Solo cup or something. I don't know.
Right.
But so you have to just kind of be financially savvy, and you have to look at where maybe you can cut costs, how you can possibly add some extra services. Tony is the king of things that are probably not Medicaid funded services, but trying to figure out financial opportunities so we can have that trickle down into the services that we can provide for our people. The better staff, the more we can pay them, the more just services we can provide are only going to better them. And there's numbers behind that.
It so much is, and thank you for that wonderful compliment. But it's not easy, and I mean, a lot of people think that, and we've talked about it countless times. Or at least I talk about it to myself so much that it feels like countless times. But when you have a set amount, that can only stretch so much. And I guess somewhat being valued from my past, where we didn't have a lot of money, but my mom, she could rub 2 pennies together to get a nickel. And that's what we did to survive. And I think we just take it now to a step further. So not only our clients can get served, but we can still help the community in providing employment and, and good times. I think I really enjoy when I can give a gift card to somebody due to the fact that they did something that they didn't have to do. Yes, it was a kind thing, but still, they didn't expect that kind thing, so it was a good gesture. Like, here, there you go. There's a $50 gift card to Best Buy. Like, that you never know how much that might change.
You're handing those out?
Come on. No. That's when people go above and beyond.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I'll never get one then.
I mean, have you guys looked at the content lately?
It's just a roast session today.
Yes. This is a hot one.
So has anything worked with the workforce crisis that you guys have maybe been, strategizing with? I know you don't want to give away trade secrets and all that fun stuff, but because it's every person we've had on the podcast said the same thing. It's just hard to get people to work when they could go to McDonald's and have way less stress and just do the same thing. So what's some things that maybe you're trying or you have advice for people that maybe they could come to this field and succeed?
I think probably the number one thing that would probably set, in my opinion, Assured Health apart, or even a Friends for Life, is just the culture of the company. Most people in this field are not doing it quite for the money. They're doing it because they're good people and they care about people. So the difference between going to McDonald's, and I'm not saying every McDonald's because I don't know, they could have a great culture and really appreciate their employees. But I mean, we have people who work for us that have worked for other places, not even just agencies, just worked other places, and they say they've never felt the appreciation. They've never felt the family atmosphere that we have, and that means a lot to them. So they understand that while we might not be able to give them a $5 raise come next annual time, that they're working somewhere place that they're valued, that they're appreciated, and that means a lot. I know that means a lot to me. I took a pay cut from the last job that I had just because I knew Chris, I knew the kind of person that he was, and I was like, that's the kind of person I want to work for, and I really enjoyed that, so that was appealing to me more than the money. And I think that is to most people, especially people in this field who love the people we serve.
Yeah, it can change. Having a positive environment of just proactiveness, because I cannot stand pessimism. You know, I could tolerate it for maybe 15 seconds to 30 seconds, but then if we need to have a goal, an end game, we need to have this bickering to come to an end at some point and figure out a solution. So, I'm sorry.
Him and I were just talking. We were reading that. What's the book by Kevin Hart? He just put out like some self-help book or something. He wrote like a book, but
it's good too.
It's pretty funny. He's talking about if people are just like bad around you and they just want to like always talk negative stuff and like not joking, but like just like, oh, this is my buddy. He sucks so bad. I hate this dude. He's like, I just say force field. And he's like, I put it up. And he's like, I just stop listening and they're done. He's like, okay. And then I just go away. I'm trying to practice that a lot lately. It definitely helps with a lot of things in life. So, yeah, that's a good mindset. But are you guys doing anything special right now? You have any cool events coming up? I know things, you're like, we're sick of talking about COVID. Things are slowly starting to just like proceed back to normal at like a steady pace. So you guys have any big plans coming up? Anything fun?
We don't have anything specific, but we have had a lot of talks just because since things are letting up and hopefully getting a little bit better and the weather's going to be getting nicer, that we can do things outside more safely than last summer. Yeah. So we always try to do like employee appreciations, just like fun days in the park. Just, I don't know. We don't really have anything set. We just started talking more. I think those conversations are happening more, where a year ago today, they weren't even happening because they were not doable. Yeah, it was just not happening.
No one had a clue about
we didn't know what was happening week to week and what was going to happen. So even being out maybe in the park wasn't the safest place.
Right. But a gust of wind goes by and you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. So now we think we're kind of in a better place that we can have those conversations about what does it look like for us this summer? What kind of cool events could we have? Do we want to collaborate with a cool event with Friends for Life? I don't know.
Yes. We actually, that was crazy because we were planning for one for the summer of 2020, if I'm not mistaken, and wow, just memories. Like we were trying to put together a big event. We were doing it with other members of the ERN, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we had brought that up.
Yeah, so
the ERN.
Damn you, COVID.
That's something that you're always talking about, the ERN. So.
Yeah, the Employee Resource Network. And Jen and I think, well, you were actually one of the reps to come and persuade me.
Yes, I was the chairman last year.
Yes. So how do you feel about the ERN as of now?
I'm actually very passionate about it and what it can be. It's just really cool. I think that was a terrible answer. Cut that out. But for like what it is capable of doing and the resources and the opportunities that we can get our staff, that I don't have those. And honestly, I don't always have the time to, if somebody came to me and they're having a struggle, I can't possibly know every resource that's out there in Lucas County or wherever they may live to be able to get that for them. So to have somebody who I can turn to and that's their sole job pretty much is to help my people out is amazing. That's really a load off and that's a good thing that we can do. something that you can help for the workforce crisis, having
Right.
little things. There might not be things, we can't pay you $20 an hour, but we have the ERN. And to me, that's a pretty invaluable resource right now. And
So
Yeah.
what
I
does the
concur.
ERN? I mean, for someone who doesn't know about it, or someone works somewhere in the field and they have no idea what the ERN is, what do they offer to people?
pretty much they can offer you help with anything that you may have. If people don't know what the ERN itself is, I believe there's 12 providers. Tony, you can
Roughly.
stop me if I'm wrong. Somewhere in there, 11, 10 to 12.
I think we had one dropout.
Okay. 12 providers in the area that kind of come together to make the ERN. And we meet monthly. We come up with, hopefully, ideas that maybe if people have community connections or something
Yeah.
that possibly can help. For instance, we have 2 success coaches that are provided to us through the Lucas County Board. They go out and they try to find resources also. So they've hooked up with AAA to be able to get discounts for people. I heard Tony did a pretty cool thing. I don't know if that was last year or something.
Yeah,
Was that?
last year, and we're continuing it this year. But we purchased the AAA memberships for all of our individuals.
That's pretty awesome.
All of our employees through COVID, and I decided this year I'm going to continue it going based on merit, and it's going to determine whether or not it's a basic or a premium. But I think it helped. I know that much. It helped
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, transportation is a big issue with our staff, and to be able to have somebody, if your car breaks down and know you're not really stranded, somebody can
Yeah.
come help you is really nice. Yes. Tire Man has been a really great advocate with
Oh,
our
yes. Shout
ERN.
out.
Yes, Tire Man. I'm blanking on his name right now because I
Yeah.
wish I could specifically shout out to him specifically, who is amazing.
We'll put it right here somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they've been great. Our employees can call them just him directly, and they can usually get in pretty quickly and get some discounts on
Nice.
whatever is going on with their, not just tires. I didn't know Tire Man was more than tires for a while.
Yeah.
So very important to know they do a lot of things. But just anything. I mean, Sharon is our success coach. She has said she's helped people get refrigerators. She helps people get food. She helps them with budgeting classes, finding resources for that. She doesn't specifically do the budgeting classes herself. But I think pretty much any situation that could possibly come up.
Yeah.
I mean, I could list from their brochure, they help with this, and
This
this. But anything you could think of that can come up,
because
you
they'll
just
do
call
more.
Sharon. She'll try to
Yeah.
find a resource for it. The worst that can happen is her say, I couldn't find anything. But they're always willing to help, and why not ask?
And Sharon is so awesome. I go back a ways, back when I worked at the county with Sharon and her sister Vet. But she has that voice that it almost makes you melt. She's like, "Hey, Tony," and it's just a real calming. And you're like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And I just love it. So shout outs to Sharon.
Well,
And-
it's funny because last podcast we did with Sham, he brought up Sharon. And you guys are like, "Oh, we got to find a picture of her and throw it up." I could not find a picture. She does a great job of hiding herself on the
herself.
internet. The only picture I could find was a little tiny JPEG that was so small I couldn't even use it.
It
I was
looked
like,
pixelated.
"You're good." So Sharon, you're great at hiding on
I
the
think
internet.
I have some pictures. I have some
Oh,
video
yeah.
I'm
of
about
her.
to say, I think I
So-
do too.
Can't hide this
we
time.
have to look deep. We have
Yeah.
to look.
Well, that sounds like an awesome thing because, a lot of people don't think about that. If your employer's helping you with more than just here's your money, get out of my face. That's a huge resource. I didn't even know that, and I've worked here for a year and a half.
Yeah, it's not for you.
But it's an awesome resource for employees. So if you're looking to get into the field, that's a huge thing right there. I mean,
Yeah.
you can call somebody and be like, "I suck at finances, help," and they're like, "Okay, here's a class, go."
And that's one of the biggest things about a lot of our people, because a lot of our employees, I at one point only made on paper, 33 and a half a year. And I had 4 kids at the time. Wife was pregnant. My kids going to private school. I mean, I was doing every other hustle in the book, to keep food on the table and keep tuition paid. And again, shout out to St. Richard's for being so, the church for being so helpful in a lot of the things that we're doing, because they helped in a lot of different times in a lot of different ways other than money. And that's sometimes where people's downfall, I think, lands. It's it's all money, money, money. Well, no, it's resources. Like if you use your money on the wrong resources, you're not going to have the resources that you need when it's time. But I guess that's a different story for another podcast.
Yeah, I didn't sign up for that conversation.
Yeah, it's a toughie.
One of the things I've been noticing being new to the field is there's a lot of uproar right now about kind of the way people talk about disabilities, and there's a lot of terms and language that are kind of getting kind of brought up. One of the I can't remember his name right now. Ben from
Ben Drew?
Ben Drew, yeah, he's always posting these memes and stuff online, and it's stuff that you don't normally think about, but the way like language impacts people with disabilities, and it's talking about, everything's clients first. Because yesterday I saw a meme. It was like, design your programs around your clients, don't just make a program and then shove clients into it. So what's your kind of take on that? I know that's a super broad question and kind of like a touchy subject, but like, how do you think that language kind of really affects the field? Because you just say disabilities and it's this whole offset of people that come to mind with the general public. So what can we do as agencies, as businesses, to kind of like bring this to people's awareness? Like, hey, you can't use the R word anymore, or you don't just like say disability this, disability that. How can we work together to make like an impact that's more like acceptable to people that have disabilities?
I think one thing is just being really conscious of what you're saying and how you're saying it. I think people in the field or who have been in the DD world, I guess, for a long time, some words, some people still say MR, and that's not anything, but they've been in the field for 20 years and they're not thinking it's bad. Like they don't see it as something a little more derogatory that we see now. People just say things, and one thing I know, I said something about, whatever word I said earlier that I was like, people being high functioning, low functioning. I don't love that. And I'll say Andrea that I work with hates the word behaviors. So we've really tried to cut that out of that's people communicating.
Yes,
that's
right.
just maybe not the most positive way to communicate, but that doesn't mean they're having a behavior. I yell sometimes too. Nobody's ever told me I had a behavior when I was doing it.
That's what I've actually started doing. And I'll let you get back. But when people act out, calm your behavior, please. Now let's get back to doing, because you're 100% right. It's like, why is it okay for us to label it one way and not the other way? But
right. So I think just people first starting who are in the field being really conscious of the words we're saying, because the people outside of the field, they don't really know better one way or the other. I've had conversations with family members that just have nothing to do with the field, and the comments they say, I'm just like, no, I don't agree with that. But it's just because of the unknown, and it's not, they're not bad people. It's just the lack of knowledge. They're not trying to be anything mean or anything. They're great people, and they would love any of our individuals just the way I do, but they just don't know. It's the unknown. So I think it's kind of got to start with us being maybe on the same front of what lingo we use, so people outside aren't hearing different things and being kind of confused by it. And then I just think awareness. We did a video last year for Spread the Word to End the Word. That's in March, is to not say the R word. We did a video. We need to do a lot more of that. Again, not bringing up the pandemic, but that kind of put a halt to a lot of the cool, fun things we want to do. But I'm just putting things way out there. I think just getting more people involved in putting messages out there like that. I follow on Instagram Josh the Doodle, and it's a dog that has a disability, and she posts all the time about just abilities, and it's so can be, it's not just about dog, it's just disabilities in general. So it's really cool, and I just see sometimes the things she's posting, I'm like, I need to collaborate. We should get her on a podcast. Because, the views are exactly the same of focusing on the abilities and what people can do and not focusing on what they may be struggling with. And it's just getting more and more people with that message out there.
Yeah. You know what? There was a young gentleman by the name of Connor on WTOL. That's a CBS News channel in Toledo. But they had a segment where he was speaking about using words like afflicted and stuff. And that used to be like my word of choice. I think even given some interviews myself, I used the word afflicted by a developmental disability in this, and they were basically saying like you shouldn't do that, because it insinuates some type of burden, and it's like it's their lives. Their lives shouldn't be looked at as a burden for people who have a developmental disability. And I mean, it's crazy when you can throw your resume out on how many things you do, how many years you've been doing it, and still have to realize, well, you know what, I was wrong there. I didn't realize and I didn't understand. And I think all throughout the nation, we all need to look at that and just realize sometimes, hell, we're wrong, and it's okay, because it takes a person to realize that they're wrong and grow. And I think that's the true part of humanity, is right in the midst of that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It was deep, man.
Yeah. Well, and I think, this day and age too it's just people being kind of open to hearing a different side of things. Not just that is so applicable to a lot of things, but right. Just being open-minded to know, like, yes, it is okay if I'm wrong, or not getting mad if I say, hey, Tony, could you not use that word? I find that offensive. Yeah. Or just don't get defensive about people trying to correct you or trying to not even correct you. That's not the right word. Just bring knowledge, I guess, and give you a different perspective and a different point of view. And that's hard to do. It's hard to be the person stopping somebody when you're having a conversation with a friend and they say the R word. It's really hard to just be like, ooh, can you not say that? And yes. That's a sticky situation too. But then if we're all just kind of open to being more open-minded, I guess, then we can.
Mm-hmm. Well, now this is all... everything's so much more available to have a voice for everyone, because I'll text Tony sometimes when I'm doing captions or putting like videos up. I'm like, is this the right way to say this? Because like, I don't want to offend. Like, if you see one of our YouTube videos and you see something typed and it's like, hey, don't say it like that. Like, just let me know or something, because like it's evolving so fast. I'm on Twitter with Friends for Life, all these social medias all day long. And I just see continuous conversations of, you don't say this, don't say that. This is, don't say, and I understand, like, nobody wants to just be labeled just because of like the way they were born or whatever, just to be like, oh, disability, yep, whatever. It's all just written off as one word. Like, I totally get it. So yeah, we're trying to like bring awareness to that. That's why we're doing this whole elaborate podcast social media thing. So it's a great conversation to start, because a lot of people just aren't talking about it like in this capacity right now. So we're very excited about that. But anyway, to transition into another favorite topic of ours, do you have any favorite books or authors or TV shows, if you're not a reader, or movies, or all of them?
I should have known that this would be a question with Tony. Okay, it's going to make me sound really lame, because I don't overly enjoy reading all the leadership books and everything that I know Tony does, but I very much enjoy reading. But I find, for me, reading is just like, I don't want to think. I want to kind of just be entertained, I guess, more. So like, I love CIA books. I love David Baldacci. I love Brad Thor. I like those kind of books, because I just like to be entertained and just want to relax and not be thinking. If I'm spending an hour reading a leadership book, and my mind's still going to keep going, and I'm just going to, like, I need to set that aside of like, okay, after work, I'm going to read my leadership book. And then when I'm going to bed, I'll read my like CIA book or something. Cause
there you go.
Yeah. Like,
perfect.
It's a relaxation thing for me, not a learning.
I've been trying to get a little bit away from like the nonfiction, like the hard line biographies and autobiographies, because I've just been so many years trying to like learn from people, and now I'm like, man, I need some nerdy crap that I can just like you just chill out. Like, my brain's on fire all day long, and then it's like I need to just get some like Lord of the Rings in or something. Like, I don't need all this extra knowledge right now. I'm trying to go to bed. Tony though,
oh man,
this dude will read like, I don't know. I saw him up once reading a book that was like 3 times the size of the Bible. Just like on the couch. I was like, what are you reading? He's like, it's called Human Nature. I was like, geez.
Yeah, because I'm an alien. Like, I need to understand you humans.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's a freak from out of this world.
Man, it's just how, like you said, though, it's how our minds work. We're all wired differently, and those are the things that keep me focused on who I am. Because if not, I mean, I can zone out. Me and my son, my 11-year-old, we could probably watch, let's say, 12 hours worth of TV if we had nothing else to do. We will sit there and just zone out on movies. I mean, every action movie that you can find. But that's entertainment to me. If you put on a chick flick, this is going to happen. Oh, no, yeah, I saw they kissed. And it just doesn't hold my attention. But with that, rapid fire.
Favorite part of the show.
I love it.
Okay, what's this? I'm ready.
Rapid fire. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. You have
Okay.
to answer them as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Don't worry, they're pretty simple. They shouldn't get you in too much trouble.
And there's some really cool music playing right now. It's
Okay.
just not happening yet.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite song in 2020?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not a fast answer.
Yeah, it's COVID. Everybody was stuck. I know what mine
I know.
was.
I don't think it was 2020. I'm not sure, but Weezer, my favorite song.
Okay.
But that might have been 2021.
It
Nice.
could have been. We'll fact check and
Okay.
see if you get an X or not. Okay. Best food you had during quarantine?
So anyone who knows me knows I don't eat very much. Well, can't tell by looking at me, but
Stop.
I'm not obese. You would think I would weigh 100 pounds for what I eat. But yeah, I eat like a 5-year-old. So I'm not going to have a good answer. I mean, I really love a
Doritos
Morningstar
and, like,
veggie
pickles?
burger. I pretty much eat that every day. I don't eat meat. I am a vegetarian. So that reduces some things that I can have. But Chipotle, I like a Chipotle. Okay, no. I'll say my favorite food right now, even in 2020, Core Life. I build my own bowl, but
yeah.
I'm kind of obsessed with Core Life.
Core Life is good. I think Chris and I and Sarah, that's where we just had lunch last.
Core Life is so good, but I love hot food, but dear Lord, sometimes it is like I'm gonna breathe fire out of my nostrils.
At Core Life?
Yeah.
Oh.
I always get the tuna bowl, and I'm like, put the hot sauce on the side. I'll just dip it in there, and it still like melts my face. I'm just
I like the hot chicken.
It's so good.
I don't like spicy anything. I usually like if it's vanilla or the less flavor, the better.
Hey, Morningstar veggie burgers aren't that bad though.
No, I think they're
I've had
delicious.
them.
Back in the day when I worked at Burger King, they had a veggie burger.
I worked at Burger King too.
You did?
Uh-oh.
In college.
Oh, see, I did it right
20 years ago.
in high school. Yep, mine was about that.
Please
long,
tell
too.
us about Burger King.
Yes. Oh, hold on. We didn't finish rapid
Oh, yeah.
questions.
Oh,
Last
sorry.
one.
Okay.
Most watched TV show.
Oh,
in
Schitt's
2020.
Creek.
Schitt's Creek?
Yeah.
I hear
That
is
was
awesome.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like
Hands down.
I
I
got-
was Moira for Halloween. That's my favorite show. My ringtone is Schitt's Creek.
There you go.
So-
Look, I am.
love it.
Okay, you're the third person to tell me. I got to start watching.
Yeah.
Is he the guy who's the son from the guy from American Pie or whatever, the dad?
Yeah, Dan Levy.
Yeah, Dan Levy. Have you
And-
seen Hot Ones with him? Mm-mm. Do you know what Hot Ones is?
No.
It's one of my favorite shows, and it's only on YouTube. Look up Hot Ones, Dan Levy, and you will cry laughing. They just they eat like 10 wings or something, and it gets hotter, the hot sauce, every wing, and they ask him questions like podcast style. His reactions were so hilarious. He was like dying. It was so funny. But it's a great show.
I've only seen part of it, and I think I watched the one with Terry Crews on it.
I love Terry Crews.
Yeah, and it was just like, it looks like torture, but it's something I want to be a part of.
I'm trying to get Tony to do it here.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Get it-
shoulda.
If I get
I would
on-
have been up for that. Not a wing. I mean, you could have put it on the
Look,
tofu.
They do tofu wings.
Yeah, I would have been like 1 mile. I'm like, it's too hot. I'm just sweating.
What are you trying to do to me?
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, back to BK because I started there as a teenager and I worked for at least 3 or 4 years before professionally coming to this. So you said through college,
Just one summer.
just once.
Yeah.
what was did you work like
Was a
counter?
cashier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried the drive-through and I cried the first time because I was not good at it.
Was this in California or
No, Ohio.
Oh, it was in Ohio.
Yeah, I grew up around Cleveland.
Okay.
nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's enough to tear up now. I mean, because during certain times, Cleveland went through a lot. And, well, I'm thinking more sports related. And thank God for LeBron.
True.
King James.
I may have been downtown on that first championship night.
Word. Nice. Oh, man. Well, I think that we have entertained the viewers quite much today. I do want to thank Jen for coming on. How can our listeners and viewers get a hold of you or look at any social media stuff for Assured Health and, follow you guys?
Well, definitely Assured Health. Facebook is pretty much the only thing, social media that we're on.
Okay.
So I think it's Assured Health 1. I should probably have known that before you asked me that.
I'll find it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul will put the link above my head right
There
now.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, if anybody's ever just interested in questions or wants to speak to me, I mean, you're welcome to call the office. You can email me, Jennifer@AssuredHealthOhio.com.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome company, awesome people. I'm very grateful for you coming on. I appreciate the continued teamwork that we have. And, we're going to keep changing lives for the better in our field.
Yeah, thank you for the invite. I had fun.
Anytime.
All right. Thanks so much. We will see you all next time. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching this episode of the Friends for Life podcast here on YouTube. If you can, give us a hand. Go down below. Hit that subscribe button. Also, if you'd be so kind as to head over to iTunes or Stitcher and leave us a rating or review, it would really help us out, and we'd appreciate it very much. We want to thank Jen for coming on and sharing her stories and all of the great info she had about a career in the disabilities field. If you can, go check out Assured Health Services, great company. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week.